Hi, this is Matthew Park from the YLOC. This is the 7th grade Lesson 22 Math Preview video. Let's get started with number 1. Cameron is selling shirts. The price of each shirt was $K, but Cameron decided to increase the price by 7%. The expression K plus 0.07K represents the new price of the shirts. Which expression also represents that price? Well, if we focus on the expression they give us, K plus 0.07K, what we have to realize is that in front of this K, there's a hidden coefficient of 1. So we can rewrite this as 1K plus 0.07K. Since our variables are the same, we can just combine these two together and add up the coefficients to get just one term. Doing that is the same as adding 1 plus 0.07, meaning that our new answer would just be 1.07K, making our answer B. In the same way that, say, 2x plus 3x equals 5x, 1K plus 0.07K is equal to 1.07K. We can just combine the coefficients together to create one like term. The key to this problem was realizing that this blank K has a hidden coefficient of 1 in front of it. Let's go ahead and look at number 2. Which expression is equivalent to the sentence below? P is decreased by 9%. Well, going back to problem 1, where we saw that K had a hidden coefficient of 1, we can see that P has a hidden coefficient of 1 here as well. Another way to think about this is that, say, just P by itself is equal to 100%. If we were going to decrease P by 9%, we'd have to subtract 9% from the original 100%, meaning that 100 minus 9 would only leave us with 91%. If we reimagine P as, say, a piece of chocolate, we have 100% of the chocolate, but if we're going to decrease the amount of chocolate we have by 9%, so we're going to eat a little bit of it, we're going to be left with 9% less of chocolate. So 100% of the chocolate minus 9 leaves us with only 91%. And we also know that we can rewrite a percentage to a decimal. All we need to do is divide it by 100, and doing that gets us 0.91p, making our answer D. Pretty much all we did was that we recognized that P is equivalent to, say, 100% of it, and if we decrease 9%, we're left with 91%, and we rewrote the 91% as 0.91 as a decimal. Let's move on to number 3. The dimensions of the football field are P and Q. The expression 2P plus 2Q represents the perimeter of the football field. Which expression also represents the perimeter of the football field? Well, if we look at the expression 2P plus 2Q, we can recognize that they have a similar coefficient of 2, meaning that we can factor out of 2 from the expression, making our equivalent expression 2 times P plus Q. We can double check that these are the same thing by multiplying back in the 2. Doing that gives us 2P plus 2Q, which is the same thing. So that makes our answer A. You can try these on your own. Let's look at these. Find the slope of the line that passes through the 2 points. Well, to find the slope of the line using 2 points, what we can use is a formula. Its slope is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. You might be confused on what y2, y1, x2, and x1 are, but it's not too complicated. Basically what they are is that they're the x and y values of 2 coordinates that were given. That should be a y1 If we're to look at, say, problem 1, we're given 2 coordinate points. All that x1, y1, and x2 and y2 are is that they're the x and y values of each coordinate. So let's recognize in problem 1 what's what. If we call this one coordinate number 1, we want to find what the x1 is, which is just going to be the x value. So we know that 2 in this case would be x1. The y value would be y1, and for the second coordinate, the x value would just be x2, and the y value would be y2. Using this information, we can plug it into our formula. So the slope would be equal to y2, which we know it to be 4, minus y1, which is just 1, over x2, which is 8, subtracted by x1, which is 2. If we simplify this, we get 3 over 6, which that simplifies into 1/2. So we know that our slope is 1/2. Basically, all you need to do is identify x1, y1, x2, y2, which are simply just the x and y coordinates of the two sets you're given, and you plug them into this formula to find the slope. We can end off with one of these. Identify the slope and the y-intercept of the line with the given equation. Well, there's a general formula we can follow. Y equals mx plus b. If we see in this form, we can see that it follows it. -3 would be our m, and our b would just be 10. We can define the terms. M is equal to the slope, and b is equal to the y-intercept. So if we can just find the coefficient in front of x or m, and the b value, or something added or subtracted at the end, you can find both the slope and the y-intercept. If we go ahead and look at number, say, 2, for example, we would need to rewrite this into the form of y equals mx plus b. To do that, we can subtract x first. And then we can divide it all by 2. So we just get y by itself, and that would be equal to -7 over 2x minus 14. Our m would just be is what's in front of the x, so our slope, or m, is -7 over 2, and our y-intercept, or b, would just be -14. I hope this was helpful, and thank you.